to worry about probably. It's going to be thieves looking for it. What do you do with the food?
Well, very simply, you should try and keep it in a secured area. In terms of temperature and storage, that type of thing, keep your food as comfortable as you are. But be very careful. Treat it like it is your wealth. It is your life. So don't be talking about it a great deal. Encourage your friends and family to store their own. But the best attitude that I can give you is that food is your greatest dependency, and the way that you maintain your freedom. Food is freedom right now. So what you have to do is look at it from the standpoint, if you don't want to take a totally negative attitude toward the government and the possible confiscation and things, if you just want to be reasonable and say, look, it's my personal responsibility to care for those I love. It's also, as an American, my patriotic responsibility to take care of my family so that
I'll tell you what, stay there and finish your statement, then we'll go right to Bob Chapman. Bob holding there at theinternationalforecaster.com. Folks can give eFoods Direct a call and ask any questions, get brochures, 800-876-0871, 800-876-0871, or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Now is the time to get ready. Hi, this is Alex Jones. This holiday season, more than half of our nation is in need of help due to the shattered economy. So now is the time to express the holiday spirit more than ever. Consider helping those you love with the most important gift, a supply of delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from efoodsdirect.com. Their holiday gift and family packs start at $99 for a 16-day supply, while their 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals includes a personal backpack in case of a grab-and-go emergency. Order their combo gift pack, and you'll save hundreds, plus get free shipping on your entire order. Call eFoods today at 800-409-5633 or visit them online at efoodsdirect.com/Alex to find the special. That's 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Okay, it's the Friday edition, and we've been so jam-packed with news and guests, I haven't taken calls. But I've gotten better lately getting to some calls some days, because I want to take them.
But we will next week. Absolutely. Jaron, I know we've got a lot of big guests, and now Ron Paul says he's coming on Tuesday. But we're going to not get too many guests next week, at least an hour or two a day, because I want to hear from you while all this is happening, because I do hear from you in the comments, the emails, and everything else that's happening. There is so much crazy news here that we're going to get to. It's all just off the charts that we're going to be breaking down. And we're going to get Bob Chapman's take on it. And you know what? Take some financial questions for Bob Chapman. Specific questions for Bob Chapman, 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. But going back to Steve Shank, and again, I had the idea to get him on today because we were getting calls, they were getting calls, because the feds have gotten GPS everybody's doors. They've got executive orders about food confiscation, shutdown of media in an emergency. But now they're testing the takeover of the media for the first time ever, last month. The 9th of November. They are now manning the FEMA camps. And we got the FEMA documents. You can call Kellogg, Brown and Root. And they're now getting companies set up to within 72 hours notice, when they pull the trigger, man camps all over the U.S. for civil emergencies, environmental, whatever. The Pentagon's hiring internment specialists. They're training everybody for urban warfare and riot control. Look at what's happening in Europe. And people, even as this is happening, can't believe it's happening. By admitting it's happening and saying it's wrong, people will be aware of it and say no, and know it's staged as the next phase happens. Look, I went to urban warfare drills 13, 14 years ago and knew this was coming. And I knew it'd take them a while. This is a long-term strategic takeover. The globalists have the country, but they really want to transform it. And when I witnessed military training to confiscate our guns, round up citizens, search our houses, and since then, now it's admitted. I told you 9 years ago, TSA would be on the highways. I watched a TSA meeting on C-SPAN for 2 hours. So, I mean, I know what they're going to do because they've told us. I knew they'd bankrupt Europe and announce a Bank of the World. Then they'll bankrupt the U.S., merge us all in. You'll pay 3 taxes at least directly to the criminals. They now admit in Time Magazine, Newsweek, it is Bank of the World. Goldman Sachs at the head of it, taking over Europe, getting rid of their sovereignty. That's some of the news. The Prime Minister of England has vetoed it. For the first time ever, England has used its veto to not enter this, because that would be the end of England's sovereignty. So wild stuff's going to start happening. Reportedly, they wouldn't even shake Cameron's hand. There was a big argument where Sarkozy and Merkel, in fact, I had those articles like 10 minutes ago. They're here in my stack. I'll get to them. The news is coming in so fast, I can't even deal with it right now. Finishing up with our food expert. He's also our sponsor, but I want to get him on just to break down what he's seeing. I'm seeing total media saturation now, which means obviously people are finally taking action. I know you've had to add more factories, massively increase your year-out buying of food for crops that aren't even planted yet to keep prices down at efoodsdirect.com. But, Steve, just briefly, is this the greatest food buying you've ever seen?
Oh, it's absolutely absurd. I have never, and the thing is that what we're doing as Americans is we're competing with other countries. China and India, the big population countries of the world, are out there farming the planet. And what folks don't realize is that we literally are in a battle for our food, and what has to happen is realize that events like in Tennessee are just an indicator of how important food is. If it's drawing that kind of attention, some of it negative in this case, the fact is that we as Americans, you as a family, have to look at the fact that you are competing for your food today. The reason food prices are going up so much is these other countries are coming on and buying the raw materials that we're out there fighting to get so that we can process the food and get it to families so that they can put it into their storage. And in fact, a lot of those families are eating the food right now because the food costs in the grocery store are so high. So this is right now, you might say it's a war for freedom, but we are in a worldwide food war right now. So get yours is the only thing I can say.
And by the way, you saw this, Steve, 5 years ago, saying, watch, the commodities are going to go up. And now you watch any financial show, they admit the elite are getting out of paper currencies and going into farmland and food production, and they're saying that's the next big bubble. And
Alex, they are dumping their gold to go into food. They're dumping gold now. Remember when we said that it was paper going to gold, and then eventually the only currency on the planet would be food? That's where we are. People, large investors are dumping gold to get into food. They're buying the agriculture. What we're doing, and what I've concentrated all my time on right now, is buying raw materials out ahead of time so that these other countries don't buy them away from us so Americans can have food. That's where we are. And this Tennessee thing should only light the fuse that says this thing is in the process of exploding right now. You are absolutely right. You've been right the way you've been calling it for the last 10 years, Alex.
Well, I wish I wasn't right. We're watching the New World Order come into being. Steve Shank, give out. Well, I mean, I guess I should give it out here. In fact, I've got it here in my stack. I want to give out the phone number. It's 800-876-0871, 800-876-0871, or efoodsdirect.com/Alex to find the holiday specials. You've got some free sample packs and a lot more. Folks just pay for shipping and a lot of other specials running at efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Steve Shank, thanks for joining us.
Alex, I appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Thanks for coming on to explain to everybody what's happening out there. Okay, for the rest of the hour, Bob Chapman every Friday joins us, always gracious to do that. Former military intelligence, the largest private silver and gold broker for a very long time, had the largest private newsletter, put out the Gary Allen report for years, helped publish, none dare call it conspiracy. Gary Allen's son now runs Politica. Wow, talk about the son being different from the dad. But all of that is going on. And look, I've got insane news here in front of me, but in the 5 minutes we've got before we go to break, quite frankly, I'm looking for my Cameron articles. Where I've got a bunch of mainstream articles where they're saying Cameron says no to the New World Order and stuff. I'm going to dig those out coming up to get Bob's take on it. But, Bob, I know you always are on top of it. I haven't asked you if you saw it yet, but it just came out 2 hours ago. Do you know about Cameron vetoing this super EU, stripping all the countries of their sovereignty because they realized England would forfeit all its sovereignty to the euro? I mean, he's a globalist, and he said he was going to support it. But what does this veto mean? And then you wrote an article, and others have written it, mainstream articles, admitting this is a total destruction of sovereignty. How are things going in Europe, where you lived for many years and studied things? What's happening right now? How big is this?
I think that England and the U.S. for a long time have wanted to take the euro down. As we all know, England never belonged to the euro, but they did and do belong to the European Union. And it looks like they made the excuse, look, we want concessions. And Sarkozy from France and Merkel from Germany said, no, we're not going to do that. And he says, good, I'm not joining your group. You're not going to do that to my country. And the group is what they want to do. And this will eventually affect England, but not immediately. Because this ESM, the European Stabilization Mechanism, only would apply to the 17 countries that are in the Eurozone. The other 10 that don't use the euro, they'd get it later, and that includes England. So England's just saying, look, we're not going to do that. We're not going to allow you to have a committee in Luxembourg, and not going to allow you to have 17 or 27 secretaries of the treasuries is what they'll call them, so you'll understand what they are, finance ministers. We're not going to give them immunity to do what they want to do, to tell governments what they can spend and how they can spend it within their own confines of their own country. And they want to control the budgetary and fiscal policies of each of the 17 countries originally, and then later the other 10. And ostensibly you'd have a new world currency, the euro, which the other 10 wouldn't even be part of anyway. So England's saying, look, we're not going to do that. It's surprising. But then again, really is it? You know, they've been ambivalent about joining the euro for years. They stayed out of it. Denmark, Sweden stayed out. And they've come back for votes since, and they've stayed out. They voted to stay out. And so what's going on here is a power struggle. And quite frankly, I think it plays right into Germany's hands because 65% of Germans never wanted to be in the euro. The same number, if not 70%, depending upon whether you count men or women. Women are higher, they're 70%. They did not want the European Union. And Germany was forced into it. They said, look, they, being America and England and France, and particularly America and France, if you want to reamalgamate Germany,